Hey folks, it's Frithgar here, how you doing? Welcome back to Alps Panorama at the Northern Sea here in Farming Simulator 19. There. Scrape that lot up there. Right, it's 4 o'clock, so let's go down to 1 times speed. I don't want any darkness. That's the thing, it's starting to get quite dark now. I'll swing you back and tip that lot out into there. And now if we have a look at the numbers, yeah, so we'd probably be alright till not for the cows, although with the grass they've got there, they might be alright. But yeah, I'd rather just kind of leave it like it is. So I want to put the water going in there. And I want to put the water going for the chickens. Okay, I have a slight problem. I've come back in for another round of recording. I did intend not to actually announce the fact. However, I didn't save the ploughing course. I didn't intend to be using the ploughing course again. But because I didn't save it, I've not got the full course on here. I've only got the outside round on here, which means that I got to generate it again. And so it's going to come out as something different than what we had previously. So what I'm going to do is narrow field. What's narrow field? Oh, I see. Oh, maybe we could do it like that then. And just have it run up. Let's try narrow field and see what that does. I don't know what it's going to do, but that could be an interesting an interesting thing to do. Starting position. I want the starting position to be up there where we had it last time. Last used position. Southwest. Northwest. I suppose I could start in northwest. Select position on map. There. Generate field course. Well, that's not what I wanted. Narrow field, so that's not... Yeah, I didn't want it like that. I'm not happy with that. Right, in which case, instead of select position on map, I will go with northeast, which is got to be up, although it's probably going to end up being over there. So we will go northwest, which would be over here. We will have 3 headland passes, like we've got at the moment. And then we'll generate, couldn't generate, try changing the settings or moving the vehicle. Right, let's back out of here. Clear the current course. Load in a new course, which was temp 2. Load course right there. And go back over to here, then go to course generation. Northwest, new headland passes 3. Now, somebody said to me what I should be using. Smooth does sort of smooth corners. Turn, I can't remember. There was someone had put in a comment about this one. And they said round turn radius. I think that was the one that I should be using. Not turn, I should be using that. Or was it turn? Might be turn. I can't remember now. I genuinely forgotten, but there was a comment. And I looked at it and thought, well, that's actually really handy to know. Round turn radius. I think this is the one that I want. Is the turn headland corners. I think that's the better one. Generate field course right there. For a minute there I thought it completely crashed the whole thing, but it hasn't. That's pretty much done what I wanted it to do. That's back to where we started. So if I come out of there, like that, and then drive course, start course at nearest waypoint. Let's just see how we're doing on it. Yeah, that should be fine, I would have thought. So I will drive course from here. Oops. Stop driver. It would probably help if I had the allow create fields option on the plow turned on. So we will do that. And I'll back you up here a bit. There we go, like that. And let's try that again. So drive course nearest waypoint. Plow goes down. And it's now ploughing. And it's following the lines. Most excellent. Let's just see what it does when it gets over to the top corner. It may leave a bit. There is a couple of little patches that have been missed on some of the corners anyway. So we're going to have to sort of deal with that. And most of the rest of this field should be alright, I would have thought. It's just what it's going to do up here on this corner. So yeah, because I didn't save it, I had to reload the course. But because we've already got the outside round done, and we did save that course in a temporary one, it seems to be okay. And then once this field is finished, we'll then be able to outline the field properly as a field outline. And then we shouldn't have any problems whatsoever. So I've got the turn as the... It's just coming on round there. Well, that bit seems alright. It's what it's going to do up on this corner, whether it's going to make much of a mess of it or not. Probably, well, even if it does leave a little bit, it'll probably be fine because we've got other things that we want to worry about. And I do want to go into here, though. Turn speed is currently 6 miles an hour. I want to increase that. So we'll go 9 miles an hour on the turn. Actually, no, we'll go 8 miles an hour on the turn. Come off of there. And it's gone and lifted it up now to go on and do the rest. So we'll worry about letting it... We'll tidy it up afterwards. But the other thing that I do want to do is I just want to change over so that we've got the correct settings on here. We should have this on kilometers and we should have this on euros. He's going to go on and do that. And I am going to go on and continue on with this. So I did just... Ooh, I'm stuck now. I did just put the water going here for the cows, but I ought to put that going again, because otherwise it's not going to work, is it? So we'll do that, and we will go back and finish feeding all of the animals. So we need to put a little bit of grain in for the chickens, I believe. Yes, we need to put some grain in for the chickens, and we're also going to want to put some grain in for our horse. Well, actually, no, we won't worry about putting grain in for the horses. Jeremy Hall, Smoodelini, Rose Lou, Meredith Wyatt, Golden Eagle, Scott, Henry Ashworth, Scott the Aussie, Mafia, X-Phantom, Comteki, Daniel, Doug Campbell, Brett Nelson, Gorilla Wizard, G, Dave Davidson, and Robert Girk. They've all got enough oats. They're all absolutely fine for oats, so we don't need to worry about that. All we're going to need to do with them is give them a little bit more hay. And it's not like we've got a shortage of hay either. We'll use up the bales. We've got all those bales in the shed. They're all going to be used up first. And then once we've done that, once we've used all of those up, wheat, barley. I've got a little bit of barley. Just a smidgen available. Go and feed that to the chickens. Once we've done the hay and the straw, then, and also once we've used up the hay and the straw, I got to decide on what I'm going to do with straw storage. Got to decide how I'm going to do straw storage. I'll probably use one of the mods, and we can sort of do straw storage a little bit like storage of what is at the moment. What's what Hang on a minute. Why are you doing that? What is going on with my joystick today? Okay, that is very weird. It definitely shouldn't be doing that, but my joystick is being a little bit odd today, I think. Oh, hang on a minute. No. Okay, that's a new one on me. I've genuinely confused as to why my joystick is... That must be something to do with my joystick. Maybe it was... Oh, I know what it was. I'm 90% certain I know what this is. I restarted my computer before I started recording, and I just realized that when I restarted the computer, there was a cable wrapped around it. A phone charger lead that someone had left on there. And I think that it was just pulling the joystick over ever so slightly. Now, it's not going to be much of an issue, because I'm not planning to do all that much with this one, so I'm just going to put up with it. And then I got to remember to restart my computer before I go using it again. Because if you have the joystick pulled over to one side when you restart, it takes that as the new central position. Alright, that's the only theory I can come up with, because there was this cable wrapped around it. So now, when it goes to central position, it's doing this. And we don't really want it to do that. That's not really very helpful at all. So I'm going to bring you over here, and I will get 3 bales of hay. Like we normally do. Oops. Would help if I actually picked up the 3 bales of hay, I suppose. There we go. Right. Yeah, we'll do it like that. And bring that down. Right. I'll tuck them back like this, but yeah, the movement, movement of the joystick is not making this very easy. It's not making this very easy at all, actually. So let's go and we're just going to do a quick drive through on here, like that. So that's now chopped up the hay completely. And then I will drive down here and we'll dump this hay in for the cows. I've now got the Stevie mods on here for the new cattle pen that I would like to get for our cows. And I really like it. I did ask in the Super Hardcore series for people to give opinions on this, on the new thing, because I sort of thought that it was absolutely worth it. Look at that. Okay, I definitely need to make sure that I don't have leads wrapped around my joystick when I go to start when I go to restart my computer. That's made quite the difference, hasn't it? I'm just going to shut that one off and jump out of there, and then it's not going to cause me any more problems. Right. So yes, and I asked in the Super Hardcore series, so the people who watch both series, to just give me an opinion, because I sort of figured that was the best way to get some feedback on this. And these are the pens by Stevie. We've got 450 cows in there. The chicken one is 500 chickens. That one over there is 16 horses. I'm not going to worry about that one. But the pig mod there is 450 pigs. And we're not doing sheep in this series, but you got a 450 sheep one in there. And the only thing is 250,000 for 450 cow capacity, whereas the base game one is 300,000 for the same capacity. And that's the only bit that I don't like, is the much larger capacity with the cheaper price. I don't think it should be a cheaper price. I think it should be at least the same as the base game one to give it that balance. However, it's not like a major thing. It's not a huge issue. So I'm happy to sort of live with that just as it is and not get too worried about it. Now, we have a look in here. Water for the chickens. I do need to do that a minute. We'll just put a little bit more water in for these. We'll go and check on our plough as well. Right, there's the water done in the chickens. Nicely done. And the cows, they are full of water. They've got loads of hay and silage. Now we'll put a little bit more in tomorrow, I expect. And then the horses, obviously, they're doing quite all right as well. I'm not going to worry about straw. Well, actually, I suppose we could start putting some straw in for the horses at least. That would be something that would benefit them, wouldn't it? So if I don't want to use that one for it. I'm going to use this tractor, because this one's got a reasonable speed on the road. We will drive over to the dealership. We will get ourselves a mixer wagon. Now, the thing with the mixer wagon is that you can put bales of straw in it, and then you can put the straw straight in for the cows and horses. I'm not going to do it for the cows, because I don't want to concern myself with that at the moment. I should have gone along the road over there. I should have used our track over this side. That's what I meant to do. I'm not going to put straw in for the cows at the moment, because that's going to end up giving them a whole load of manure there in their cattle pen, which I don't want to do. There is a load of slurry in there, and I'm thinking if we go and sell our cows straight away, move the cows and sell the cattle pen, all that slurry is going to end up going to waste. So I'm curious what we should do with it. So I'm thinking that maybe we should get some slurry work going. Right, we'll go in here. I want to go to that one, and I want to go to that one, and then I want to go to animals in there. Do I have a pecan mixer? I do. I have the pecan mixer there. 50,000 litres that one will take. We can do that with just straw. We've also got these that I have from the Anderson DLC. That one's 30,000, and then 23, and then that one. Well, that one's 23. That one's 29. Yeah, so we got two of them, and then you got the Pro Chop, and then you've got the base game things over here for actual bales. I don't want to use these. These are quite small anyway. The Anderson one are there at 30,000 litres. I quite like that. And for straw, that might be the best option. Although, really, I'm thinking this would probably be the best option. We'll load it right up with straw. It's whether it will fit underneath the spouts of things. That's the only issue, is whether it would fit right under the spouts. But we'll try it anyway. So we'll try that one first. 33,000 to buy you. And you look absolutely magnificent. Pecan in blue this time. Buy. Yes, 33,000 euros. And that leaves me with 177,000. So I don't have enough to go and buy a cattle pen just yet. But we do have enough to go and buy slurry equipment. We can buy the equipment for handling the slurry that we've got in the cows. So we could at least go and spread some of that on our field and do some work like that. I think that could be an interesting thing to do. And I believe you can... Well, there's a couple of different ways that you can do it. There's one course play thing that you can set up that does just moving slurry, where you can go and collect the slurry from the farm and you can take it out to a slurry tank in the field, and then the one that's doing the work in the field will go and fill up from the tank in the field and head back home again. So I'm sort of thinking that we could use a combination of these two. We can set up a tank in the field, and then we can have a slurry spreader in the field that's doing its work. I don't know if you've got to set it up in the field, or if you can get away with just setting up near the field. I'd like to set it up near the field, if we can. That would be quite a cool thing to do. I'll bring you over this way. I said I didn't want to do too much with the thingy over there, with the telehandler, because of the whole thing with my joystick. Now I need to do more work with it. Alright, let's just bite the bullet and do it anyway. Let's bring you in there like that. There. This is a little bit of a nuisance. We'll just have to ignore it. I'll put it up into the air like that and then just ignore it. Just pretend it's not doing that, ladies and gentlemen. Just pretend it's not magically moving itself. Now I can only put... What are we... This is 50,000 litres, this one is, isn't it? So, 24... Actually, it's 24,000 for 3 bales. So I can put 6 bales into this one. So let's do it. Let's drop 6 bales right in. We'll go in like that. There. And make a mess of the other bales. Like that. 48,000 litres of straw. Right in here. Zoom out a little bit. Let's put some lights on. So we can see what we're doing a bit. And then we got to try and get these in here without tipping stuff over. It's going to be a little bit of a challenge. I'll undo that. Not so much of a challenge if you can if you can like just drop the forks right down inside. Then it works all right. So I'll go and move this one out the way. I don't need this one anymore, not for now. And we'll just dump it in the shed over here somewhere. That area there, right where the cattle pen is at the moment, I'm thinking that we use a different thing altogether for that. To go in. Let's jump out of there, because that noise is really irritating me. Not here. I want to go to here, and I want to go to here, and I want to go to silos. I'm thinking we go with the farm silo, multi-fruits placeable, 480,000, and that will be the straw processing area. And we can put loose straw, and that will go where that cattle pen is now. That's what I'd like to do for that. And then we've got loose straw in here, as well as loose hay over in the one over that side. And we're not going to have to concern ourselves very much at all with... we're not going to have to worry about straw and stuff like that. It's all going to be dealt with then. It's no longer going to be an issue. We'll have loose straw that we can go and grab. We can just grab with this one, and then we'll be able to do feeding as well. We can just use the forage wagon or a trailer or this one, whatever. So we tip this in here. So it's tipping out the wrong way. That's fine. It doesn't really matter. So that's now put some straw in for the horses, which I'm hoping is going to make a bit of a difference for them. And it might improve the percentages and the money that we get from them. I'd like that to be a thing. I'd like it to just make that little improvement all the way through. Run a bit of water in there as well. So they're doing really well now. We've got everything that we want. Hopefully that percentage will go up a bit overnight. And then the cows in here, they're also fine. We've got a full 800,000 litres of slurry. Now, we can go and spread slurry on any of the fields. We can spread slurry on this field over here, the new grass field over that side, plus the ones that we've already worked. We can put slurry on all of them, So then they'll be ready. Now, one thing I'm not sure of, if we get rain while this straw is in this one, will it disappear when it's in the wagon? I don't think it does. I don't think it disappears in a wagon. I can't go that way. I can't get around that corner. But as far as grass is concerned, grass does disappear when it's in a wagon. But does loose straw that gets rained on in a wagon, does that disappear? Something I'm not sure about at all, but we will end up finding out. Let's go and move it. For now, we will just reverse it into this shed so that it's in the dry, and then it's definitely not going to get rained on. It's definitely not going to be a problem for us, and we don't need to worry about it. So we keep it under there. But yeah, I'm not sure about that. Absolutely not a clue. Let's put you there. Stop you there a minute. And I'm done with everything I need to do. This one over here is actually nearly finished the field. We are going to have to do a fair bit of work just driving around the edge of the field just to tidy it up and clean it. That's fine. That's not a major hardship. I'm going to go back to the farm over here. And we're going to rush time along. And we're going to skip the night. So we are day 6 late autumn. Right? Day 6 late autumn. We've got things out here lying around. We've got our lake down here. We haven't actually been sailing across a lake on our little boat. I mean, it's not really a lake, more of a pond, paddling pool, really. But we haven't actually done very much on there, have we? We haven't done much at all. Now, it's 1700. Can I skip the night yet? I can. Look at that. Right. We will skip 16 hours. We will have 16 hours of sleep. I'm guessing that's okay. Yep, that's fine. Animals, it's now frozen. Yeah, yada, yada, yada. Okay. So, wintertime. The stuff that was outside, right there, the bike has now been put away in the shed. I don't know if it's actually... No, it hasn't been actually moved. It's just, we've put it away. We've gone and put the bike away in the shed where it belongs, and we're not going to use it for now. And if we go and take a look down here, we've done the same with the boat. We have responsibly put the boat away for the winter because we're not going to use it for the winter. Have we got anything? There's nothing in there. So yeah, with a couple of little minor tweaks that we've made just to like put things away. I think that's absolutely brilliant. That's Jimmy J told me to make sure that I looked at those because he's the one that made those changes. Just put those things away in there. I think that's absolutely brilliant. He did say there's another surprise somewhere on the map, but I don't know what that one is yet. I haven't seen it, so I don't know what I'm going to be looking for with that. I've got a couple left. A couple more turns on here. Now, food and water in that, it does like the amount that they need changes through the winter. They need hay silage. Oh, I want the horses. Right, horses. The percentage doesn't seem to have changed on the horses. It's gone down on here, 58% on most of them. We should have the groom mod. That should be working. I'm going to jump out of that tractor a second. I'm going to go over to here, and then I want to go... No, I want to go here. So what is it? It's left control G. There. Right, I've got the hay dryer there. I can rename it. Ah, right. Loading, activate, activate. Horse helper, $300 per horse per day. Yeah, well, I want the horse helper working, but do we get that money back then from the horses? If we use that? 247. That's what I get per day for the horse, and I'm forking out 300 for the horse. I'm not sure that that's very profitable, to be honest. I don't think that's very profitable at all. So, the last thing that I was thinking of doing on the map was well, not the last thing I think I'm doing on the map. The last thing I was thinking of doing for the autumn was slurry. If we can get some slurry going... Oh, another thing I want to do is Alt-S. There we go. I want to look in here. I want to go to prices. Wheat is on the up. Barley is definitely on the up. Now, this here, the first 3 days of winter, are the best prices that you will get for barley. That's the best price. So we could actually get some of it now. Has reached trigger endpoint. Yes, we will deal with that in a second. So let's have a look over here. Barley at the moment. This one's going up, and it is 1143. That one is 1144, and it's reached maximum. So we will keep an eye on the grain mill there. That price, I think, is the one to watch. And I think today is the day to sell the grain, if we can. Where's the grain mill? Is that... I've got a horrible feeling that's over in here, which is going to make life difficult because of the whole bit on the bridge. It's not. Biogas plant. Grain mill is over there. Right. Is that... That's train station mill where we are here. Grain mill is that one just over there. Right there over on the headland. Right, I want to go to there, and I want to go to you, and I want to stop driver. Clear the course completely, get rid of it, get rid of that. Start you up. And then what we're going to do is we are going to have to manually just go around the field a little bit and fill out the last few sections on here. I want to... Why is that plow not lowering down? Should be. There, right. I want to lower that one down there, and I want to just finish out the last bits of this field. So we're going to do once around the field just to finish out everything. We've got a couple of corners up around here that we want to grab as well. I'll go up there and get that bit. I'll lower it down like that. Did I? Yeah, that's still on allow create fields. I don't know if I'd switched off the allow create fields temporarily just to go out round the edge, but I didn't. I probably should. That would have been a bit more sensible so that I didn't accidentally plow up the bit over there, but I'm obviously not that sensible. We will... Yeah, it's just a quick, easy, straight run down through here. Then we can set up a course with the truck and the trailer, and that one will automatically go backwards and forwards selling our grain for us, or it should do anyway. If I understand it correctly, that's in theory what it should do. It should just run backwards and forwards and do the course for us, selling the grain, and then all we got to do is just leave it to run. I do have to make sure that I keep some grain left behind though, so I got to sort of keep half an eye on how much is left in the silo while it's doing it. And then we can also set up and start doing some slurry spreading, because we could spread slurry on the fields. That's going to give us one layer of fertilizer across across all of the fields. These ploughed ones, because the 800,000 litres that we've got back at the yard, I think that's more than enough. Although we're close enough to the yard, I think we could probably not worry about going out, like having a temporary setup tip point. I think we could just drive the slurry spreader back to the yard and do it that way. Although, like, doing it the other way, it does mean that we get to sort of play around with some extra bits, and that's why I'm thinking that I wouldn't... At least once we do it like that. We'll set up a tank out in the field, and then we'll have one vehicle going backwards and forwards to the tank, and then another vehicle working out in the field. Maybe two vehicles. We could even have two vehicles working out in the field. Get a couple of them going. See if that would work. I didn't want to do that. Gone a little bit too far there. And back we go again. Takes quite a while for this plough to actually lower it. You go to lift it up. Well, lifting it up is fine, but it's when you lower it down. You go to lower it down just as you're about to get to the next bit that you want to plough, but it takes a while to actually get to the ground, and so then it doesn't quite count. So you've got to time that one just right. Over here a bit on this corner. Don't think there was much. There may have been a little bit over on that corner, the next corner round. Well, that's about all we've got time for in today's episode, so we're going to go and take a little bit of a break. We need to chill out on the beach, relax, and build up some strength. So while we're doing that, if you've enjoyed the episode, then could you please head down below and give us a like, and if you really enjoyed it, then please tell your friends all about me, get them to come and watch as well. That would be awesome. And until next time, thank you very much for watching. This is Frithgar. Goodbye, and see you later.